This boulder carries part of the 1,500-word-long Monition of cursing at Carlisle. This was an admonishment by a bishop, laid upon a person or a group of people. In this case, it was laid by Archbishop Gavin Dunbar at the behest of Cardinal Wolsey. The intention was to try and pacify the 77 named Lowland clans along the borders of Scotland and England. The curse was mainly aimed at the Reivers. These were a wild and lawless group, many of whom were involved in cattle and sheep rustling and extorting protection money from those who lived on either side of the border. Amongst the most notorious of the Reivers were the Armstrongs, the Elliots, and the Grahams. They later came to occupy an area known as Debatable Land. This is an area between Scotland and England that was governed by neither. Eventually, when the problems created by them became so troublesome, it was divided in half by a new boundary known as the Scots Dyke. Many of the Reivers were hung, and often they had their trials afterwards. In the case of the Grahams, they were so troublesome that they were taken first of all to Holland, but many of them returned, so later they were taken to Northern Ireland, where they were given grants of land as well as money to establish themselves as farmers. The curse was read out in every pulpit across the borders, as well as being posted in all the public places. It had little effect. When the curse was carved upon this stone in 2000, a prayer of protection was contained within it because of concerns about its potency. This is just a small part of the curse. I curse their head and all the hairs of their head. I curse their face, their brain, their mouth, their nose, their tongue, their teeth, their forehead, their shoulders, their breasts, their heart, their stomach, their back, their womb, their arms, their legs, their hands, their feet, and every part of their body, from the top of the head to the soles of their feet, before and behind, within and without. I curse them going, and I curse them riding. I curse them standing, I curse them sitting. I curse them eating, and I curse them drinking. I curse them rising, and I curse them lying. I curse them at home, I curse them away from home. I curse them within the house. I curse them outside the house. I curse their wives, their children, and their servants who participate in their deeds. I curse their crops, their cattle, their wool, their sheep, their horses, their swine, their geese, their hens, and all their livestock. I curse their halls, their chambers, their kitchens, their stanchions, their barns, their cowsheds, their barnyards, their cabbage patches, their ploughs, their harrows, and the goods and houses that are necessary for their sustenance and welfare. May all the malevolent wishes and curses ever known since the beginning of the world to this hour light on them. May the malediction of God that fell upon Lucifer and all his fellows, that cast them from the high heavens to the deep hell, light upon them. And finally, I condemn them perpetually to the deep pit of hell, there to remain with Lucifer and all his fellows, and their bodies to the gallows of Borough Moor, first to be hanged, then ripped and torn by dogs, swine, and other wild beasts, abominable to the world. And their candle goes from your sight, as may their souls go from the face of God, and their good reputation from the world, until they forbear their open sins aforesaid, and rise from this terrible cursing, and make satisfaction and penance.